Welcome, everyone, to Race 8 of the 2022-2023 ABN Super Sprint Championship here from Silverstone Circuit. I'm Carmen Hardy. Alongside me, once again, nobody here in the booth. But a lot of action here on tap for tonight's activities. Again, 1 hour race coming up here in about half an hour's time. We have qualifying before that. We just saw Strix9 Pulsatrix making her debut tonight. Pulling off to the side, she is currently 4th fastest on debut, behind the Twisted Racing trio. Debutant Chase Wilson leads the way at a Kai Dalziel and Dan Tenorio. Pulsatrix 4th, Kruger 5th, Peltier Sharp in 6th, Gaiman 7th, Robinson 8th, then it's Nabarani, Usier, and Martin. Riding out those that have set times so far, Lee Overton has yet to set a lap time. Still a little under 9 minutes left to play in practice. Been a wild week so far. It's only going to get wilder as we move along. See, the road to the 24 Daytona is rapidly approaching. Dalziel just went fastest, but we'll see what Chase Wilson can put on the board. Dalziel with a 1:55.34. Here's Emma Kruger on your screen, sitting 5th fastest in her BMW, current points leader. First time this season, 0 Corvettes in the field. Eric Nabarani, driver the number 39, sitting 9th at the moment. A lot of Porsches in the field for a track that requires a lot of handling. This track is a staple of the GTE landscape, part of the World Endurance Championship calendar. As Kruger goes off, her teammate will roll through. Alex Martin will go off as well. Now the debutant coming out of pit lane, Josh Gaiman. People in the chat kind of recognizing, hey, this is a lot more non-Corvettes compared to last week. Yeah. It is a bit of a surprise, seeing as how the Corvette handled so well in the opening rounds. one of the big staple teams, Agent Inc. Racing, moved away from Corvettes following the race at the Red Bull Ring last week. Robinson and Overton in the Porsches tonight. Alex Martin in the Ford. Kind of surprising thinking about it. The Corvette, one of the better handling cars, multiple podiums this season, but completely off the board. There's Martin in 11th. Getting up to speed in that Ford GT. There are 3 in the field. Polstrik's the fastest of the 3. There's Alex Martin's number 11. 3 manufacturers represented tonight. It is the Porsche, the Ford, and the BMW. Ascent Racing and their Ferraris not present. Lion Power Motorsports and their Corvette not present. With 3 minutes left to go in the practice stage here. Well, 20 minutes of qualifying as Peltier Sharp goes really wide in Brooklands. Cars coming out of pit lane. That is Lee Overton, the 16, and Strixon and Polstrix in the Ford. And they're coming out right. That was clumsy on Kruger's part. Polstrik's going to try to keep going here. Got to turn the wrong side around, trying to avoid the melee between Overton and Kruger. The Overton in the 16, again, new look as the team pivoted away from Corvette. Everyone's settling in to get ready to go for the night's affair. And there's the checkered flag. Again, Dalzio, Wilson, Tenorio, top 3. Qualifying getting underway here. First car on track. Looks like it'll be Chase Wilson. It will be Chase Wilson, Kai Dalziel, and Eric Nabarani, the first cars on track. Intuos Racing showing up late, trying to make their 2023 intentions clear. But away we go. Couple cars on track here. There's about everybody on track. There's Mike Robinson in his Porsche for the first time. Only cars not on track at the moment are Zier and Alex Martin. Several cars in this cluster. Dalziel, Wilson, Tenorio, Nabarani. All in play. Nabarani the furthest Porsche back here. There's Pulsatrix there. Trying to get in the mix. Early goes in qualifying. 3 minutes in, everyone on timed laps, minus Kruger, Pelletier, Sharp, Martin, and Zier. There's a spinning car. It's Dalziel. Dalziel all the way backwards. That is through Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. There's Pelletier Sharp. Starting her lap. So we're going to pivot back to Wilson and Tenorio Nabarani with the slide. That was in the background in front of Pulsatrix. Wilson, Tenorio, Pulsatrix will be the first three to set a time. Across the board, Wilson 155.5. Dalziel about to reset. Pulsatrix goes P2. Tenorio's lap was not invalid in Sector 5. Pulsatrix provisionally P2. 4 minutes and change into qualifying. Robinson will take the checkered flag. Will take the the lap counter here. He'll be third fastest. Looking at Kruger now, should be the next across the line. Gaiman's lap invalidated, Overton's lap invalidated, Tenorio's lap invalidated. P2 for Kruger. Kruger goes second fastest, 0.8 shy of Chase Wilson. Norio coming to see if he sets a lap here. Trying to join his teammate Wilson at the front of the field. Looks a lot tighter as he's Sector 5. Should be enough for P2. As it was, gets clear of Kruger by 0.2. 156.17 for Tenorio. Peltier sharp behind Overton here. Both of them trying to get on the board. Saw a wild night for Peltier sharp last night in the HTL Cup Series race. Led some laps for the first time in HTL competition. And we're out to a top 10 finish at Kansas. Looking to keep that momentum going here throughout the week. A lot of racing left this week. High Performance tomorrow night at the Hockenheim Ring. And then Champ Car Preseason Challenge action at Richmond on Thursday. Overton across the line, did not set a lap time. Peltier sharp across the line this time, 6th fastest. Bolstrix has been closing in on Tenorio in that 4 GT. Porsche versus Ford. Tenorio doing a little bit more to warm the tires up here. Both of them coming out of pit lane. Neither on valid lap times. Tenorio just trying to get heat in the tires before embarking on the flyer. The Bolstrix staying close to Tenorio. As they start their laps here. Tenorio leads Bolstrix across the line. Wilson will start another lap here. That is Wilson and Dalziel. Dalziel, last week's race winner. Trying to go 2 for 2, but it's getting more crowded at the top. Dalziel goes P2, 2nd fastest. Dalziel running low fuel loads, 1 lap and done. Same with Wilson. I have to assume Tenorio may be on the same wavelength here. He's pulled away from Bolstrix now that he's on that flying lap. Bolstrix goes wide, invalid lap time. So we'll look at Tenorio to see what his lap ends up being. He set a purple sector 1, and he set a personal best sector 3 and 4. So this should be better, but he's got a half a second to get to Dalziel. Across the line, he will take second fastest, 55.4, or 55.54, excuse me. So Tenorio splits Wilson and Dalziel. Kruger sits 4th, Bolstrix 5th, Overton 6th, Robinson, Zier, Pelletier, Sharp are the 9 that have set a lap time so far. Martin not intending to set a qualifying lap time, and then Josh Gavin and Eric Nabarani yet to set their first. They are on track. Pulsatrix 5th fastest. This is another timed lap here. Personal best. But not enough to get beyond Kruger. 4 cars in the 155 range. Next cars across the line will be Pelletier, Sharp. Coming around the final couple corners. I believe flying lap now for Pelletier, Sharp. Dalziel top of the board. Navarani finally joined the charts. P9 ahead of Zier and Pelletier, Sharp. About 5 minutes left in qualifying here. Pelletier, Sharp goes 6th fastest. Tenorio through the old pit lane, the old Grand Prix pit lane, the national section. Nabarani sitting 10th, 0 and 11th. Martin has not qualified. Coming to 4 minutes left to play. Tenorio, Wilson, Kruger, Gaiman. Next up, the cross-start finish line. Chase Wilson next up on the board. Hard clip of the curbing there through club corner. Next up on the list, Kruger, Gaiman, and Zier. Kruger in 4th at the moment. See if this is an improvement on the lap time for the Belgian. It is not. Gaiman across the line. Also not an improvement. Peltier Sharp next up. She jumped to 6th on the last lap. Can she put it together and get a top 5 starting spot? Quarter of a second between her and Bolstrix. Can Peltier Sharp put that Porsche in row 3? Not the case. Was a personal best, but not enough. Robinson next up. Robinson, not a better time there. Polstrix next up, just crossed the line. Within a second of Dalziel. So several cars in pit lane here, as they're going to let the timer elapse for qualifying. Peltier Sharp has a chance to pounce on the top 5 starting spot. Not enough. Across the line for Robinson. Does not improve. Sear will be the last one to cross the line. Saucier joins in. Bryce Saucier makes it 13 for the night's race. Zier's lap time not enough to improve. So she'll round out the field that qualified in 11th place. Alrighty. It is showtime here at the Silverstone circuit. Cars getting ready to load up on track here. Rolling start. Again, race 8 to 10 here at Silverstone. 2 races after this at Long Beach and Okayama. Air temp 71 degrees, 49% humidity, clear skies, and a little bit of wind here at the British circuit. Again, I'm Carmen Hardy, bringing you tonight's coverage as we roll through the month of January. Here is what the starting grid looks like. Kai DL in the front of the field. Chase Wilson in second place. Dan Tenorio will line up in row 2 alongside Emma Kruger, the current points leader. Strixline Polstrix in row 3. She'll start 5th alongside Lily Pelletier-Sharp. Josh Gaiman in 7th place. Row 4 with him and Lee Overton for Agent Inc. Racing. Looking a little further down the grid, Eric Nabarani 9th place. Mike Robinson in 10th. And then you'll have Lilac Zero 11th. Bryce Saucier 12th. Alex Martin rounding out the field. Twelve cars will take the track here as we get ready to go. DL rolling a little bit early there. Hopefully I'm getting it right. It's DL, Wilson, Tenorio, Kruger as they go through Club Corner. The 1 hour of Silverstone is underway. Green flag in the air. Seems like there's been a little bit of an issue. That is Lee Overton that spun around. Mike Robinson's gone off. So a bit of trouble early on for the Agent Inc. duo. That was Nabarani that spun. So Nabarani still pointed backwards. We'll drop down the 12th. At the front, DL, Tenorio, Wilson, top 3. Great starts by Zier and Saucier, who were last row on the grid. They've survived the opening lap melee. Letting everything settle down. The draft train beginning. Top 5 all on a train from DL to Pulsatrix. Peltier Sharp sitting in 6th. Josh Gaiman in 7th. That's where they started. Zier again up to 8th. Saucier up to 9th. Ahead of Robinson, he remains where he started. Overton's down 3 spots. Not happy with how his race started. And Navarani down in the last position. Justin Racing trying to walk away. Kruger trying to hold on. We're going to take a look back at that opening lap melee. This is how it all went down. Overton really just kind of bobbled it on his own. Obviously, Robinson got a piece of it. And then Navarani had a really good start. A little lock up there for Pulsatrix, it looks like. And then it looks like he may have just dropped it here. Yeah, dropped it going onto Wellington Straight. And loops it around. That's how the opening lap melee unfolded. Top 5 in your screen. We were looking at Kruger, we also were center your screen. Now it's DL, Tenorio, and Wilson. Tenorio and Wilson, and they've swapped spots from where they started. Kruger and Pulsatrix where they started. And all of the first 5 drivers currently have at least one sector as a purple sector. They're fastest in that particular sector. Pulsatrix fastest sector 5. DL fastest sector 3. Kruger fastest sector 4. Wilson fastest sector 2. Tenorio fastest sector 4. Unusual how that plays out. But all 5 still going at the moment. And hanging in there hard. Going up to Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. Porsches 1, 2, 3. BMW, then Ford round out the top 5. Saucier loses a spot. And we'll actually go back to pit lane. Whatever that happened to Saucier, significant problems for the MPM driver. Here's out on the Saucier. Bryce Saucier, ooh. Hard hit to the rear of the car. And out of the race he goes. Keep an eye out for Kruger. Oh, there's contact between Kruger and Pulsatrix. Huge contact between the championship leader and the debutante. And you see the damage on the left side of that BMW. We'll see how lucky Polstrix ended up out of that. But that was a hard collision between those two cars battling for 4th place. And Kruger's probably going to have repairs needed here. That's Pelletier sharp behind. Then Gaiman in 7th. Yeah, Kruger's suffering significantly with that left side damage. The championship leader is wounded. We're going to make sure that Kruger makes it to pit lane. Or at least makes it back around. Helix Ultra number 70 machine will dive to pit lane. As did Polstrix, both of them in pit lane. And you see a little bit of an up close of the damage there for both Kruger and Polstrix. Here's what happened. Kruger was leading Polstrix going into this area. Slides, way too much curbing. And just never fully regained it. That's for sure a disappointing way to have the race go for both of them. And Kruger's race is over. Kruger's retired the car. Again, here's the look at it. We're going to look at it, see if we can get a different angle. Just the way she clips the grass in this corner here. Just way too aggressive. Throws her out. But Kruger's out of this race. Top 3 still in a blanket, as they were 1 week ago at Red Bull Ring. So Polstrix still in pit lane getting repairs. Kruger is out of this race. Saucier is out of this race. Alex Martin did not start this race. Polstrix still en route to score her first point in ABN competition. So Polstrix definitely on the route here, doing a phenomenal job. There's Polstrix. They've done a really good job. Again, Strix came into this race not sure where they'd stack up pace-wise, and to be in that train for so long, definitely a little bit of a confidence boost. Definitely nothing for them to really kind of be down about here. We'll be seeing that for the next 2 races, both at Long Beach and at Okayama. So still some really good seat time in the number 59. Top three, keeping it nice and steady. Tenorio Wilson following their teammate here at the front of the field. Twisted Racing looking for a 1-2-3. Obviously, Kai, a race winner last week at Red Bull Ring. Overton's in pit lane. So Overton's made it to pit lane. Josh Gaiman's had an incident on his own. Here's what's happened to Josh Gaiman. Same place that Kruger had her issue and loops it around. Simple loop, nothing too scary there. He sits sixth at the moment. Lilac Zier started this race in 11th place and is currently up to the 5th spot in the early goings here at Silverstone. It's Dial, Tenorio, and Wilson at the top of the board. Wilson on his debut. Dial looking to go 2 for 2. Trying to win out these last 4 races. Started that at Red Bull Ring last week. But a way larger track here at Silverstone to see his teammates make a lunge like what they did in Austria. This is the top 3. Gaiman's in pit lane. That is with Overton, who looks like Overton may have hit the wall or had some sort of issue. Peltier Sharp, fourth at the moment, I should say. Then Zier in fifth. Mike Robinson surviving the best to his ability, sitting in sixth. Nabarani in seventh. And battle at the front of the field between Dial, Tenorio, and Wilson. Peltier Sharp fourth, Zier fifth. Still very close at the front of the field. Obviously, all three drivers running, I would assume, the same setup. Pulsatrix, by way of attrition, now on the way to scoring 2 championship points. Sitting in 9th place right now. We talked about the championship battle, and as it stood, we'll minimize things down for just a little bit here, because this is what the championship battle looked like. See if we can pull it up here. That's what the championship battle looked like. It was Kruger, Zier, Toothman, Sasek top 4. Dalzio made his way all the way up to 10th just in that one race. And this is what it currently looks like. Top 3 within a second. DL currently leading by about 4/10, maybe half a second, through, depending on what corner they're going through. But Tenorio staying safe and sound in second. Chase Wilson in third. Keep an eye on Peltier Sharp. Peltier Sharp's been very quietly just hanging in. Still hanging around 6 seconds. Has not lost hardly anything since the opening couple laps. Peltier Sharp very much keeping herself in the loop for if something happens and she gets lucky. Right now, good on her. Her teammate falling out of this race after a collision with Pulsatrix. Pulsatrix up to 8th, Gaiman in 9th. Gaiman's race is over. Overton's still on pit lane. His race is effectively over. So Pulsatrix moving up to 8th. He's about to score 4 championship points. Here's looking where everybody's at the moment. You have Dalziel, Wilson, and Tenorio. 1, 2, 3. You have Peltier Sharp in 4th place. On track behind Peltier Sharp is Pulsatrix, but Pulsatrix sitting 8th a lap down. Zeers in 5th. Just now entering Brooklands. And you have a potentially really good battle about to form up between Robinson and Nabarani. And Overton's race is officially over. Robinson trying to pull away from Nabarani. I actually gotta try to go on board here with Wilson. Trying to keep a hug to the apex here. Keep it nice and tidy. So far, so good. Again, they've held it together for the first 25 minutes of this race. Wilson started this race in 2nd place. Lost a spot on the opening lap to Tenorio and has been sitting in 3rd ever since. Again, riding on board with Chase Wilson here. There's Dan Tenorio in second place. This is the battle for the race lead. Yeah, Dial, Tenorio, Wilson, top three. Again, still all within a second. Peltier Sharp's had some sort of excursion because she's dropped down to 16 seconds off the pace. The Kruger's come back to the four. Trying to get a peek at what happened to Peltier Sharp. Here we go. It's going through Maggots and Beckett's. Peltier Sharp. It seemed like she was loose going into the complex. And no damage done, but a lot of time lost. So, Peltier Sharp now very close to Pulsrix, who remains one lap down, but in 8th place. Kruger has come back onto the track here. Still a wounded car, but trying to score some championship points, which could prove monumental. So Kruger trying to score some points. Goes up to 10th place here. There's Dial and company. Welcome Diesel to the chat. Yeah, you missed a little bit. Season 2 provisional balance of performance has been announced. Porsches 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Got Dial, Tenorio, Wilson. Top of the board here. Dial, Tenorio, Wilson, top three still. It's how it's been from the start of the race. Peltier Sharp in 4th. Lilac Seer in 5th. Mike Robinson fighting with Nabarani for 6th place. That's the battle for 6th on your screen. And then we're looking at the battle for 6th place. We know pit stops are incoming. Kruger's taken over the 9th position from Gaiman. The 2 battles going on here. You got Dalziel and Tenorio. And then you have Robinson and Nabarani. I said Dalziel again. It's Dial. I'll get used to I'll get used to it now that I know how to pronounce it. It's Dial. Write down my sticky notes. Cars getting closer at the front. Dial and Tenorio, nose to tail. Wilson kind of just sitting and shadowing, letting these two try to figure it out. We know pit stops are incoming for all 3 of these drivers. Robinson's in pit lane now, and Nabarani's going to stay out. That's half a lap behind. Robinson first to blink, but safely in the window. Wilson falling off a little bit. We wonder when the Porsches are going to come in, the leading trio. When do they blink? They all blink right now. All 3 of the leaders coming down pit lane. Slowing all the way down to an excruciating 35 miles an hour. Excuse me, 50 miles an hour. Nazir's in, Nabarani's in. But the Sharp holds on to 4th place. Robinson coming out of pit lane. There's Nabarani. Nabarani with the leapfrog over Robinson. Robinson trying to get around Nabarani now. The tables have turned. Front of the field, it's still the same. Top 3, all in a bundle. Cougars race over once again. Pulsatrix for the time being on the lead lap, but we know pit stop for Pulsatrix is incoming. And here's where everyone's at the moment. We're down to 8 cars once again. For those wondering what the different colors are on the map, red are your Pro or your GTE Pro classified drivers. GTE Pro and GTE AM classifications will become very important next season. Right now, it's just kind of a suggestion or a bit of just a measurement box. But Pulsatrix, Nabarani, and Robinson, the 3 AM drivers currently on track at the moment, noted by the blue dots. Red dots are all pros. As Tenorio, I believe, had to do a slowdown, had to let Chase Wilson go by. So Dial leads. Now Wilson back where he started. Tenorio where he started in third. Pulstrix moving off to the side, letting the leaders go through. See if Chase Wilson decides to go on the attack here. What Tenorio waited for in Red Bull Ring. He waited for the last 5 minutes. The question mark becomes, how late do you wait to try to go on the attack? Dial leading. He's shown the very capable ability to defend. Wilson getting right to the diffuser of Dial. Through Maggots back into Chapel, all the way down. Now approaching the Stowe corner. Very interesting seeing how these three are going to handle this battle. At Red Bull Ring, it was one-on-one between Dial and Tenorio. Third car in the mix makes it interesting. 14 minutes to go. Again, this is the premier battle at the moment. The gap between Nabarani and Robinson has moved to 4 seconds. That was for 6th place. Lilac Zier holding on to 5th place firmly. Approaching the 10 minutes to go mark here at Silverstone. Been a relatively quiet affair. Twisted Racing currently 1, 2, 3 on the board. It's Dial, Wilson, Tenorio. Wilson applying a little bit more pressure. But Tenorio is still hot in pursuit. Tenorio actually just went fast at Sector 1 this lap. Here we go. About 5, 6 laps to go, realistically speaking, here at Silverstone. Ten minutes to go. Again, still a heavy battle for the lead. Dial leading. Wilson and Tenorio round out the podium at the moment. There's Pelletier sharp in the 4th spot. Alexier sitting in 5th. Eric Nabarani in 6th. There's Mike Robinson just behind in 7th. And Strix9 Pulstrix on ABN debut sits 8th. Guaranteed at this point 4 championship points. This is the battle for the lead. Kai Dial in the lead of the race. Chase Wilson in 2nd place. Again, Dial leads, Wilson, Tenorio, top 3. Tenorio trying to get his first win in ABN competition. Five runner-up finishes between Champ Car and Super Sprint competition for Tenorio. So it's Dial on the defense. We'll go on board with Wilson here. He is on board Tenorio in 3rd. As we look here, going up in the Stowe corner, on board Tenorio. The Vale chicane in the club corner. It is Dalziel, Wilson, Tenorio, top three. And Tenorio fell back just a little bit from his teammates here. It's going to be Wilson and Dial about to battle it out. Wilson taking the lead out of the pipes, trying to go after his first win in avian competition on debut, like his teammate in front of him did 1 week ago. Down the Wellington Straight, going into Brooklands. This is the battle for the race win. Tenorio just a little bit behind. Catching up. Through Cops. Wilson was following as close as he could possibly follow, going into Maggots and Beckett's. Through Beckett's and through Chapel. 5 minutes to go. Robinson in back in pit lane. An issue for Mike Robinson will throw him off the lead lap. And he could be in peril of losing his spot to Pulsatrix. Through Club Corner, onto Hamilton Straight. Wilson backed up a little bit. Seemed like he followed way too close going into Maggots and Beckett's. Lost a lot of that front end grip. He can't take the foot off the gas. Tenorio's right behind him. Dial still leads. 3-car battle here. Wilson peeks to the inside, decides better of it. Going into Brooklands. Still as close as you can get through Brooklands in the left field. Three-car battle at the front. Wilson clips the curbing and will lose second to Tenorio. Tenorio back up to second place. This is the interval between the top three and the rest of the field behind them. Down the Hangar Straight. Dial trying to break the draft from Tenorio. Tenorio not biting on any of it. Into Stowe. Realistically, 3 laps to go. Tenorio, where he was a week ago, looking for one better. Up to second place. With just Dial in front. Down the Wellington Straight once again. Time beginning to run out. Side by side, Tenorio and Dial through left field. Tenorio wrong side of the road, trying to get the race lead. Wilson to his inside, won't be able to fight him for it. Two laps to go after this. Through maggots back into chapel. Coming to a minute left in regulation. They will be coming to the white flag lap. There will be 1 lap to go. Watch out for Wilson with the send through the Vale chicane. Tenorio having to spend a lot of time looking at the mirror. White flag in the air. 30 seconds left. This is the final lap that they have started. Diol trying to hold on, but it's a long lap here at Silverstone. Tenorio was fastest last time through the first half of the lap. Trying to capture that lightning in a bottle again. Down London straight for the last time. Diol still holding on through the National Complex. Tenorio's lost a significant amount of time. Drop down to half a second behind. Need to be a little bit closer, but you don't want to get too close going through this complex here. Through Copse. Letting it hang out. Keep it up with the front end grip so you can get a good draft going down the hangar straight. Half a second. Diol just has to hold on. Wilson, possibly an even bigger threat to Tenorio. As they get ready to go through Stowe for the last time. Through the Vale chicane. It's a 1, 2, 3 for Twisted, but it's going to be Kai Diol, winner at Silverstone. 2 in a row for Diol. Wilson again runner-up. Wilson third on debut. Pelletier Sharp sits fourth. Then it's Zier, Navarani, Robinson. Robinson will hold on to 7th place out of Pulsatrix. Despite the early collision with Kruger, Pulsatrix holding on phenomenally. 8th place, 4 points on debut. And there's the podium. There's the podium finishers. Kai Diol ahead of Dan Tenorio and Chase Wilson. So here's the leading trio. Twisted Racing 1, 2, 3 for the first time in Super Sprint competition. The team's 4th win in the competition out of 8 races. James Pierce, 2 race wins. And Dial with 2 race wins now as well. And then there's Nabarani, who finished 6th. So here's a rundown of the results here from Silverstone. Dial, Tenorio, Wilson, top 3. Ahead of Pelletier, Sharp, Lilac Zier, 5th place tonight. A significant gain in the points compared to her championship adversary, Emma Kruger. Nabarani in 6th. Robinson 7th. Polstrix in 8th. Emma Kruger completed enough laps to take 9th place away from Josh Gaiman. Gaiman scoring a single championship point here tonight on debut, ahead of Lee Overton and Bryce Saucier, who rounded out the field of 12 that took the start here. Points-wise, it gets even more interesting. Here's how the championship now stacks up. Kruger gained just 2 points. So Lilac Zier now only 12 points behind with 2 races left to play. Josh Toothman in 3rd. Eli Sasek in 4th. They remain where they were, as does James Pierce. Neither of those 3 present for tonight's event. Kai Dial moves up to 6th place. 53 points to his credit after 2 races. Tom Sears in 7th. Lee Overton in 8th. Dan Tenorio in 9th ahead of Nick Pressey. And as you look a little bit further down the order, here's 11th through 20th. Rudy Valentin, Bren Roberts, Lily Pelletier Sharp, Connor Morris, Bryce Saucier, Jeremy Cook, Eric Nabarani up to 17th. Mike Robinson 18th. Chase Wilson 19th on debut. Moves himself up to the top 20 in points. Christina Ryan 20th with 12 points. And then rolling down the rest of the order, you see all the drivers that have scored points so far this season. Chi Kuba, Josh Stoltz, Strix 9 Polstrix, 23rd in points. Elias Flores, 24th. Josh Gaiman, 25th, the last to score a point here. Alex Martin in the 26th position, yet to score a point in the competition. Here's the results as they currently stand. We're going to hear from the podium here in just a second. Kai, Dan, Chase, congratulations on the podium for all 3 of you here tonight. Kai, 2 wins in a row now to kick off your ABN competition history. Now it's even more dangerous with all 3 drivers here in the top 3. That was a little bit more intense than we saw at Red Bull Ring. Kind of just walk us through how you all kind of, again, walked through the field today.
Work out better, a lot more. So I'm happy with that, and yeah, it was a good race.
So obviously, more drivers coming into the Twisted Racing fold. Obviously, recruitments happen, but within ABN, you got Nabarani, who got his best finish in the competition, 6th place tonight. But then you also bring in drivers that have been a part of Twisted. You bring in Chase Wilson. Obviously, Dan, you finished second. We'll talk to you in a second. Chase, welcome to AVN first and foremost. But also, like, walking through, that was an intense little battle there at the end. Kind of walk through kind of how you were trying to chase Kai down and battle for that race win.
Yeah, of course. First off, thank you to Twisted and IMB Racewear for supporting us in organizations like this. And thank you guys for putting on a great show this evening. When you're racing with your teammates, you got to be careful and take a breath and give them a little extra space. But when we're pushing as hard as we were that whole race to build ourselves a gap, you just got to be careful. That's all I'll say. And it's a pleasure to race with both of these two in the series.
Dan, second place finish here in ABN competition between Champ Car competition and now here in Super Sprint. Was Elbows out there for a little bit, battling with Wilson, trying to keep an eye on both Dial and Wilson there. Kind of just walk us through how different it was this week compared to last week, just trying to focus now in both directions tonight.
Yeah, no, it was good. Like the other two said, thanks to Twisted. It's a great team. I love racing with these guys. But yeah, like last week, we knew we had to work together just to get a gap on the field, at least for the first half of the race. Just a little bit of fuel saving, a little bit of pace management. But after that, we kind of, after the pit stops, we kind of took the gloves off and map 0 and let's go. So yeah, it's definitely interesting having two guys around you, one in front, one in rear, and they're both your teammates. So you want to fight them hard, but you also don't want to ruin each other's race. So it was fun. Hopefully, next one out, I can get my first ABN win. That's still on the goal list. So yeah, I'm having a great time.
Obviously, you all have come in and you've kind of flipped the championship upside down. There's a lot of drivers that started off the season. Obviously, James Pierce came in, got 2 wins. With Kai's win here tonight is 4 wins for the team in the series, with 2 races to play. Long Beach next week, and then Okayama to finish out the season. Teamwork has been the thesis behind what Twisted's done so far, but it's going to be a lot harder to work in that sense going into these next 2 races, especially next week at Long Beach, with it being so narrow and so confined. How do you approach that track, knowing it is the concrete jungle, knowing how much more difficult it's going to be compared to what we've seen with Red Bull Ring and Silverstone with the lack of runoff?
I guess with the we were in a different series, and our last race was at Bathurst, so we all did a pretty well job there, and yeah, there's gonna be a lack of runoffs, but I'm pretty sure yet again, like this track, we'll be practicing and we'll be running through different scenarios and just trying to get our setup comfortable where we can push, but also not push too hard that we overcook it and put into the wall. But other than that, yeah, there's walls around the track. We're just gonna have to be careful, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I think it attracts
too.
Yep, Dan's correct. And I was also going to say, a track like Long Beach and having someone pressure you, that's usually when you get that mistake. So having teammates working with you is hopefully going to alleviate that pressure and let us push a little bit harder without being too stressed at those behind.
Obviously, a lot of teamwork here tonight between all 3 of you, between obviously Kai, Dan, Chase, and the Twisted Never continuing to kind of grow here going into 2023. Obviously, a busy week for Twisted Racing with the 2024 coming up. Can't wait to see what you all put together for the 24 this upcoming weekend. But before I let you go, we'll start at the bottom of the podium with Wilson here. If there's obviously you shouted out Twisted, but is there anyone else you want to shout out? The floor is yours. Start with Chase here.
Yeah, once again, first off, Twisted and IMB Racewear for supporting us. You guys at the ABN League for putting on series such as this that allows us to participate and show off the skills that we work on every week. And yeah, all the friends and family watching at home, hello, and I will talk to you soon.
And Dan?
Yeah, again, just my Twisted teammates. We race each other hard. We make each other better, and it's just a great team to be a part of. We always can work together, but at the end of a race, we can push each other and get the elbows out a little bit. And then, obviously, again, my wife. I can race on Tuesdays and Wednesdays without feeling guilty. So, yeah, it's a good time.
And Kai, wrap us up here. Anyone else you want to shout out?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you again to Twisted and my teammates, just sticking with me and helping me out through setups and everything like that. But also, thank you to Harry. Hopefully he's watching this. If he's not, I love you, Harry. And other than that, yeah, thank you very much for the race today.
Well, all three of you enjoy. Again, first 1, 2, 3 for a team in the competition. Second 1, 2, 3 in ABN competition. Again, Twisted Racing with that honor. Both of you, congratulations again on the result tonight. Enjoy it. Good luck in the 24 this weekend, and we'll be seeing you hopefully next week.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And that's going to do it for our podium interviews here from Silverstone. Kai Dial, the race winner, ahead of Dan Tenorio, second place once again for the sixth time in ABN competition. And Chase Wilson, third place for him on debut. Again, race results on the left side of your screen. We'll go over the point standings one more time for everybody here as we get ready for the last two races. Emma holds on to the points lead just barely. 12 points the difference now. The gap is shrinking ever so clearly between Emma and Lilac. Gearcats versus Prismatic at the top of the standings. And it's them on an island. Josh Toothman, 30 points below Zier, over a race behind. The elimination scenarios for the top five become a lot clearer going into Long Beach. Dial could still have a wrench in it. 54 points left to play in the series. So Dial could win out and potentially make a fuss here in the last two races of the season. Absolutely phenomenal work for Kai and the Twisted Racing team to come in on a crunch schedule, trying to speed run through the table. But sixth place in points for him. Tom Sears in seventh. Lee Overton staying in eighth place tonight. Dan Tenorio level with him on points in ninth. Nick Pressey rounds up the top 10 in points there on your screen. Tomorrow night, we stay busy getting ready for the German Grand Prix at the Hockenheim Ring. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern on that. And then Thursday evening, Champ Car Preseason Challenge action from Richmond. And then we'll be streaming our onboard perspective for the full 24 hours at the Daytona 24 this weekend, Saturday, 7 a.m. for all of that. But on behalf of everyone here on the Super Sprint Championship, on everyone's behalf here at ABN, I'm Carmen Hardy. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow night in Hockenheim.